want to smoke it? No. No, you don't want it. Okay.
All right.
You want it?
We are live. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Michael here from Lake Michigan Angler. This is the finale, the Big Pound Brawl series. We are now in the weigh-in. We're jumping straight into the action here as we got boats rolling in, and we'll kind of get you updated here. Oh, excuse the video here. It's going a little crazy. We're going to see what's happening here. Try and work on that. Everything was fine, of course, a minute ago.
Ready to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 second, folks. Gonna try to fix this camera. All right, looks a little bit better there. All right. All right, so Big Pound Brawl. This is the last in the series here that we have for this year. We're gonna try and work on that video. Apologies for that. I'm not quite sure what's going on. Everything was just fine a moment ago. We'll take a look at this here.
We just throw them on now.
Got some big lake trout brought in right now. It looks like we're gonna see a king brought in as well.
Kevin said 52 pounds. Yeah. 55. I was over by a couple. Kevin, 52 pounds. No, at least 55.
All right, folks. There we go. Much better. Should be good now. There we are. All right. We're all set. We got everything rolling with the video. Anyway, welcome back if you're joining us. Michael here, Lake Michigan Angler. We've got the boats rolling in here, weighing in. Now, the great thing about this event here is that it's been really one designed where it allows our anglers to kind of tackle the fishing in a multiple variety of ways. Of course, we know right now September is the fall king run, so we've got kings throughout all the harbors on our side of the lake, all up and down the lake, really. Good job. And with that, you know, folks could target those kings, or they could play the offshore game and go after some of those silverfish, the juvenile 2-3-year-olds, the lake trout out there in open water, perhaps even get into a mature that still hasn't kind of came in or anything like that. Let's go to the scale here, take a look at Ironic coming in to weigh in a big laker. And so that was something that we were really excited about, was to see how anglers would tackle today. I got 2 big lake trout in there. It's going to go a long way. So we see a variety of, so far, the boats that have weighed in so far have all gone offshore for their fish, specifically the lake trout. If you're going to get a big 20-pounder, it's very likely you're going to have that happen with those lake trout. The thing with the challenge with the kings, 40.96. 40.9. We're going to go ahead and get a picture. We'll get some pictures with those lake trout.
No, go ahead. I'll hold the little ones.
No, put them in the mouth.
Yeah,
that's what we did.
They just kind of get centered a little bit.
There you go. You see, that even looks bigger.
Oh, that one's too big. It's nice and flat.
Maybe. Yeah, that one is bigger. I'll be back on a minute. 16 on 6.
Bigger than what?
Our other one was 15.9.
You're acting like it mattered.
No.
There you go. I was like, man, I didn't think we had 2 of those. I was like, really, I have 1. What's his weight?
All right, we've got some photos, some big lake trout here. All right. These east winds have been making it super difficult for us shore anglers. It's making it tough for everybody, Matthew. It's just kind of the tail of the tape for us here. August comes, We get the east and north winds, start stacking stuff up. Then then it just proceeds through September, and it makes fishing very difficult. It makes the kings lethargic, don't want to bite, small bite windows. So it's just tough overall. Let's go back to the scales here.
Big fish first.
We'll have to see a big fish coming in, lake trout. This is now maybe about the third or fourth boat that I've seen weighed in that has played the offshore lake trout for their fish here. I'm guessing that folks went out and secured their lake trout because they're going to give you weight, and then they may have slid in to attempt to get some kings that are in the harbor, maybe. But we're seeing another box of some silverfish, a lot of juveniles. I think there's a steelhead in that bag as well. 40-pound bag of fish. It seems like that 40 to 50 range is going to be the weight of the day, if I had to guess. If folks are going after their two lake trout, that's going to get you close to 35-ish pounds if you're averaging like 15, 16 pounds, maybe closer to 20. So anywhere from like 35 to 40 pounds for two fish. And then the rest of those three that people are catching, if they're juvenile, it's going to make it tough. It's going to make our winning box probably going to be in that 50-plus range. Good to see you guys. Take care. So that's kind of my suspicion right now. Now, it happens every tournament. Someone's probably going to walk in here with an absurd box. You know, it's probably going to be something that'll be 60 or 70. Good to see you guys, man. Excuse me. So we'll wait to see when that happens. We got folks rolling in right now. Welcome, by the way. So thank you guys for joining us for the Big Pond Brawl. We got another boat about to weigh in here. I'm reading your comments as well, so feel free to share your thoughts as we go through here. Take care. I'm already seeing that the kings are already brown. Yes, they've been in there for a while. Let's go to the scales here. Next, we got another Laker coming in. It's definitely the warm water. All right. Let's see what else we got here. Looks like we're going to see some kings here. Probably look like two-year-olds, maybe 3-year-olds. Well, they got in some kings. Got 1, 2, 3 kings. All about cookie cutter size. Looks like the last fish here is going to be a Laker. They broke the 50-pound mark. That is, considering the first few boats we've seen come in here, that's actually it's impressive. Quite a few right there. Let's get some picture. Get some picture, guys. We'll get some pictures right there. We'll be right back. We'll take some pictures. You guys want a double fist on your fish?
Oh, actually, yeah, good idea. Yeah, well done.
All right, here we are. I think that's our first boat that broke the 50-pound weight so far.
We jigged 3 of them up.
I just overheard them jigging. They were jigging for some kings. There might have been some harbor kings. What's the common lake trout tactic lure this time of year? They're going to be using spinning glows. Bottom bouncing is what a lot of guys are going to be doing for those lake trout that are off on the reefs. They'll be bottom bouncing. How's the bite off the South Pier? Oh, they're asking somebody in chat. Listen, Big Pond Brawl this year has been a great time for our anglers and for ourselves. It's been really cool to see everyone getting out here, doing some fishing, having that competitive nature, having the camaraderie, which is really cool. And none of this would have happened if it wasn't for our great sponsors that have backed us in year 2 of this endeavor. So, of course, all of this, the Big Pond Brawl series presented by Fish Hawk Electronics. If you guys are interested in learning more about Fish Hawk Electronics, we talk about how it can be a valuable tool on your boat. And if you don't have a boat, or if you're in a kayak or you have a small boat and you don't want to make that kind of an investment, obviously you just can't do it because of the vessel you're in. They have the Fish Hawk TD, which is a great tool that I highly recommend for kayak guys. And even if you're in a small boat, it's a great way to at least get us some basic ideas on like where the temp breaks are. So check out the Fishhawk TD. You got the Fishhawk Systems. New lithium ion probe is amazing, really cool, compact. That thing is really cool. And the other great thing about their new system is that it is you can swap parts out for your current setup. So if you have like a head unit, if you have this, you can just get parts and swap them out for your upgrades. So you don't have to get an entire whole new kit. You can make incremental changes and upgrades part by part as well. So check them out, fishhawkelectronics.com. A big thank you to Fishhawk Electronics. Also want to thank Dreamweaver Lures. I actually had the chance to visit their facility over in Ludington a few weeks ago when we did a trip over there to experience the staging king bite, which that video is up on our YouTube channel as well. Highly recommend you watch it, because what they get to experience in August while we're suffering over here with the winds and the warm water stacking up, it gets really tough. They have those kings set up on there, and it is an incredible experience. So check out that video; it's really cool. Anyway, I say that to say that Dreamweaver Lures, we had a chance to go visit their facility, and I didn't know. I learned that they are now in a former elementary school, so it's pretty cool going into the building. And man, what an impressive setup they have there. Every Dreamweaver product was on display, all in there. It's like being in a kid in the candy shop. Anything you wanted, from flashers to what else? Dipsies, boards, everything. You know, all the tapes. It's really cool to see that whole setup. And of course, a lot of their products are putting fish in the boat for our anglers as well. So big shout out to Dreamweaver Lures. We also recently did a video where we touched on, senior cares, care for your loved ones. And so thank you to Armada Senior Care of Northern Illinois for sponsoring this year's tournament. Shout out to Dave Johnson over here in the back. Check out that video on our channel as well. It's really, really cool, a day of fishing. And we also talked about the impact of Armada Senior Care and how they can help loved ones, go through the recovery process or end the life and all that. And so check them out. Blood Run, of course, another sponsor. We want to thank them. Pro King Salmon Candy. By the way, the salmon candy this year, what a great year. The Megatron Flasher has probably been the single hottest flasher in our area, at least, for most of the summertime period. That white Megatron was in demand, hot up and down our side, and proof is in the pudding. Those lures and those products catch fish. So check out Salmon Candy and, of course, Stinger. This year, for our big fish, very, very big thank you. And I've got this wonderful cup here. For those that are in attendance, you can get one of these mugs right here, little thermos mugs here, for Spruce Island Camp, sponsoring the big fish each and every tournament. $1,000 guarantee minimum is going home to one individual who catches the biggest fish. We may even break it down into more slots, but Spruce Island Camp, going into the fall, fishing picks up inland and all that stuff. They're located on Lake of the Woods in Ontario. It's a great destination to go in and experience world-class fishery, pretty much for every species: smallies, muskie, northern, walleye. You get the idea. Big crappie. It's all there, and you have options of doing it in lodges or cabins. Take the family, take the friends, make it a trip, experience something different at Spruce Island Camp. We'll have all the information will be linked in the video description of this live stream for you guys to check out and get more information. They have full kitchens as well. You just bring your own food with you, and you have a good time. So check out Spruce Island Camp, who is putting money in our anglers' hands for those big fish. And so far, when it comes to our big fish, let's take a look at what we have so far at the scoreboard here. Big fish looks currently like it is a 16.82 pound lake trout is what we're looking at right now. We also have 2 boats that broke into the 50-pound mark, but we still have quite a few. We have many boats that have not weighed in just yet. We had a total field of 23 boats for this brawl participate. So we still got the vast majority of boats. A lot of boats this tournament decided to take off and fish out of Racine. I'm not surprised there. We'll by fishing out of Racine strategically allows you to either fish out in front of the harbor for your kings if you want to. You've got wind point for your lake trout, which I'm suspecting most boats are going to be weighing in some lake trout that fish out of Racine. And for some, they might have even made a run up to Milwaukee to fish for those kings that might be in the harbor area as well. So there's quite a few boats, majority of boats rather, for this brawl went out and ported out of Racine. So we're waiting for a lot of those folks to come on down, make the trip down here. In the meantime, any questions or thoughts, or let us know what you guys are thinking about these live streams. You guys enjoying the live event experience? Let us know. We'll go to the comments here and see what everybody's saying. What's your biggest fish this year so far? My biggest in the boat was 22, and the kayak the other day was 20. Just broke 20. So that's how that's been. Scott said, bought one of the new fish out probes, just haven't used it yet. Scott, I mean, well, it's the end of the season now, but if you're going to keep on fishing, why not? Definitely get it for next season so you have something set up. He also said, I didn't have much Megatron go this year. White Icon more than picked up the slack. There you go. And, White Icon, that's another Salmon Candy product, so we know that catches fish. Like I said, everyone is casting spoons. Only been out once, caught one on a crankbait. Yeah, I don't think shore guys throw cranks enough from the shoreline. I would throw some more cranks. Mix it in a little bit more is what I'm saying. I'm not saying totally get rid of spoons, but I certainly would mix it up a little bit more. Throw some cranks for a little bit. Nothing happens. Switch it and just keep going until you get some action and stuff. That being said, the fall run has been very tough. And maybe this might be something we'll talk about in a separate live stream or video on the channel. But the fall run's been a little slower to pick up than compared to other previous years. But just kind of what it is. Matthew said, Michael, what conditions do you look for before you start jigging or casting spoons? So for jigging, for jigging, and this is just my opinion, there's people are gonna have different opinion on this. I wait to see the kings stack up. I notice a lot of folks will force a jig bite, so they'll just go in there in the kayak, their boat, whatever, and they'll just spot lock somewhere, and they just sit there for hours lifting and dropping. And when I see those kings high in the water column moving in packs, I think it's very difficult to get those fish to bite on a jig bite. What I'm looking for is when the kings are on the bottom or near the bottom, and if they're concentrated in an area, then I think that's a way more favorable conditions to then do the jig thing. My perspective is I want to maximize my time on the water. I want to be as productive as I can, and so for me, I look for those conditions, and I haven't seen it just yet for myself, and so I haven't really jigged. I tried once, and even then I knew I shouldn't have, but I decided to want to take a little break from trolling. But I'm looking for specific conditions with those kings in terms of them being lower on the water column, towards the bottom, if not on the bottom. And then I'm looking for an area where they tend to be congregated. They may not be just sitting in one spot, literally, but if they're in the vicinity, I just see them circling around enough in a certain area, then I'll sit there and I'll work it. And I have my most success and most productivity when those conditions are met. It's hard to toss crankbait sometimes from shore. Can't really cast them far enough, I feel like. Well, if you're talking about flicker sheds, yes, those can be very difficult. You have other cranks that you can use well, like reef runners will cast a mile. They're heavier baits. The other thing you can do is you could put like a little, weight ahead of like a flicker shed, like a split shot or something like that, something to help with the casting. But the reality is there are bigger baits, like crankbaits you can use that will give you that ability to cast them. Flicker sheds are really tough. But I'll be honest with you, I haven't caught a king on a flicker shed in a while, so. Scott said, do you know the boat counts for each of the Big Pond Brawl events this year? Yes. I don't have off the top of my head, but we do have all all that information and stuff. Lexa, do you think the full moon next week will make the bite pick up? Well, here's the thing. Here's the interesting thing about that. When we're talking about the 4-year-old mature kings that are in the harbors that going through the spawn. Remember, they're not actively feeding anymore. So in terms of the full moon and them eating, that's really not a thing. That's not a thing that they're going to do at all. They may just be more active in general, perhaps, but we still have a lot of warm water in the harbors, and generally that just puts them in a very lethargic, moody, skittish mood. I've been live scoping in there, looking at them, and I can't tell you how many times I've seen a king come up to a crank, right up on it, and then just shoots off away, gets spooked, and just goes off. So it's very weird, but that's just kind of what they're doing. Perhaps the full moon will impact the fish offshore, the juvenile kings and silverfish that are out there. I don't think that it's gonna have too much of an impact on the harbor kings and stuff, but I don't know. I'll go out there. I think I'll look in with the 8ers, and I'll give it a shot myself, because I never really fished 4 kings on the full moon in the harbor, like for the 4-year-olds. So that might be something I'll try and experience and see if I, notice anything. It could be a total bust, or it could be like the best day ever. So you gotta try it out. All right. So we're still waiting for more boats to come in here. In the meantime, we got a lot of great videos that have gone up on the channel. Don't forget, we'll still continue to post our weekly fishing reports on our YouTube channel right here. We didn't do one today. Normally, when we have tournament weeks, we don't do a fishing report, just so that we give folks the space they need to just do what they need to do for that tournament week. But we'll resume that as we get closer and closer to the end of the season. Folks are going to be transitioning into their hunting programs and such. But we still got a few more weeks to go for the King run. Then we're going to move into the Coho run, and it should be a good fall Coho run this fall. We had another great year, size class of Coho, and those fish that have survived throughout the summer are going to be giants. They're going to be running up those rivers like the Roots and everywhere else. So keep in mind that just because it seems like the King run is like the pinnacle of the year, most folks look, this is like the big climax to the year, but there's still great fishing to be had well beyond the King run. October, you've got the Coho. November, you start talking about browns, and Steelhead starts trickling back into the harbors. For those of you in the southern basin, you've got the perch that start rolling in November or so, back into November to Chicago and Indiana waters. The other great thing is for the lake trout. The lake trout move in close as well to the breakwalls down in Chicago and Indiana. These are all great fishing opportunities for you to take advantage of in your small boat. For those of you that have trailable boats, weather permitting, you can still get out there here and there and still have fantastic days on the water with no pressure. You have the water to yourself, because most anglers have stopped fishing. You can go to town on a variety of fish and still have a good time. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. It's something we're hoping to do a couple more videos going into that time period to highlight that, so folks can actually see, like, oh, there's still plenty of fishing. As long as there's open water on the lake, you can launch your boat or kayak, you can get to some fish. And the great thing about it, when it gets cold, is those fish come real close. Obviously, you have to take certain safety precautions there, for the cold water and the cold air temps. But provided you've done that, man, you can really get in some great fishing. And there's nothing like throwing a blade bait around the breakwalls and just annihilating the lake trout. You're going to catch other fish in the process, like smallies and drum. It's a great time when those perch roll in. You can catch jumbos, so keep that in mind. There's a lot more fishing opportunities out there for you to take advantage of as we roll into the rest of the year, and the Coho are going to be right behind those Kings, and it should be a really good showing for sure. Scott said, thanks to you, Rob, and sponsors for putting on these events. Well done. Hit the like. Thank you, Scott. Yeah, feel free to hit the like button, guys. It's only 2 on there. Appreciate a few more for those of you who are here with us. We're still waiting for more boats. Like I said, weigh-in runs until 3:30. We have the majority of boats are fishing out of Racine, so it's going to take them a little bit more time to get down here and get weighed in here. so far, just to kind of give you guys an update, what we're seeing right now is we have, and I could probably update, we created a little graphic for the current standings. Let me update this real quick. Big fish. Let's see. That is going to be, if you guys can't tell, and we need like a producer for these. I'm the one man band man, so bear with me. Big fish is, there we go, 1682. And that is Bama Breeze. All right.
I was going when you were coming.
Yeah, he was like, is that Nick? I was like, shit, dude, I'm
All right, we're getting this updated here so we can display it on the stream. Let's see if this works. Let's see fish. There we go. Big fish standings. Bama Breeze 2, Lake Trout. All right, now for our biggest box is going to be, currently the two top boats are separated by just mere fractions of pounds here. First place boat currently, Damagero, is at 52.76 pounds. Let's update. A second here. Update the standings. And the boat currently in second place has 52.12 pounds. That's going to be Follow Me.
Yeah, they said you could do whatever you want.
All right, got that updated. You know, this is likely gonna change. Very likely gonna change here. Let's get the displayed here. There you go. All right, we got little tickers up there. We're elevating in the world of production, folks. Matthew said the harbors were crazy last night. The tension between the shore guys and the boat guys was wild. Some boat guys like messing with the shore guys, unfortunately. That's not good. You know, listen, it happens every year where tempers flare. In fact, I have a video on my personal channel, Shasha the Ecker, where I was fishing one day out of Kenosha in the evening, and it was right by the hotel point in the harbor. I was turning in, and you know, people, it's hard to see in the dark. At the last minute, I saw people were on the rocks fishing, so I cut to get away from them. And you know, I try to give everybody space. Fortunately, one guy on shore didn't like that at all, even though I was clearly trying to get out of their way, and he cast it over my line for purpose and made a whole big deal. Anyway, that video went up. We got another boat coming in, folks. All right, let's go to the weigh-in scales. Take a look at what we got here. All right, going in, looking for their big fish. Let's see how they turn out for these folks. What boat is this for, Nick? What boat? Timeout. All right, timeout is weighing in right now. We got another big lake trout. This one actually looks pretty good size. Another teener. Let's see. Got a new big fish. There we go. New big fish leader. 18-pound lake trout. Another second laker, which is going to make their laker limit. We'll see what the rest of their box looks like here. Looks like a little king, I think. Looks like another king. Juvenile. 3 kings. 39.22. It's not going to put them up in the total box weight, but currently in the big fish standing, that's going to hold them at first place. $18-pound laker for timeout. Currently the current big fish. So we'll update that here.
Pull the chain.
We got there.
Surprised that works. It looks new.
As long as it stays up there and it doesn't come down, we're good.
Not that ain't no guarantee there. Not as you.
All right, we should see an update on the leaderboard there. Oh, let's pull it up. There we go. And there we go. All right, we got updates on the screen for you. So everyone should be able to see what's going on here. All right, let's get back here. Boats trickling in. Matthew said, I'm talking about some boats were coming 15 feet from the shore just because, yeah, it's unfortunate, man. It really is. It's pretty unfortunate. Those of you that are just joining us, welcome to the Big Pond Brawl series. This is our final event of the season. It's been a great experience. You know, this is our first year where we expanded into a full series season. At the end of today, one boat will be named Series Boat of the Year. They are going to then hold up this trophy right here, and we're going to end up having their boat name plated on to this trophy, which we'll then have on display here at Lake Michigan Angler. We'll see who's going to be the first boat, the inaugural boat to bless the trophy here with the Big Pond Brawl. So we're looking forward to this. We still got people weighing in. Let's take a look here. Currently have about, I'd say a little more than half of the a little bit more than half of the field still need to get in here to weigh in. So a lot can change between now and then. A lot can change. Again, so far it looks like we're in that middle 50-pound range is where things are sitting at. I didn't know what to expect coming into this as far as what weight would take and put you into the money. I think some of the previous events we had kind of had an idea, 50-pound range, 40-pound range. This one I really didn't know, because you can play it in so many different ways. You can go after those kings that are in the harbor. You can go off and find some big lake trout. So I really didn't know what to expect. But as we have these boats are weighing in now, we're starting to see a trend here with those weights coming in here in that 30 to 50 range. If I had to kind of sum it all up. Let's take a look here at the weights. Yeah, a lot of 40s, some upper 30s, but everything seems to be really consolidated in that 40 to low 50 range.
I should have just dropped another 20 minutes. Right.
All right.
I was hoping we'd win.
We got folks here hanging out with us. It's the great thing about this tournament. If you watched any of this throughout the season and haven't participated in it, highly recommend you consider checking it out and participating next year. You don't have to be in the entire series. You can just pick one date to just do one that you feel confident in. If you really like the idea of doing a spring one, then do the spring one. If you like the idea of doing the summer one, then do the summer one. But we want to encourage you all to give it a shot. It's a small boat friendly tournament. It's a real way to get your feet wet into the tournament side of it all, and also build relationships, build your network with fellow anglers. That's going to help grow your fishing here. Having that network is going to allow you to get onto those bites quicker when you're able to text, a variety of other accomplished anglers. It's going to help shorten that learning curve. It's going to help get you pointed in the right direction versus going out there blind. So keep that in mind. I think that's the great thing about these tournaments. And it's also going to help sharpen your skills as a salmon angler out there. So next year for the Brawl, consider it. We'll have more info on that next year. We'll announce dates later on this year. In a couple months, we'll announce our 2025 schedule for you all. And then you guys can plan around that. It's kind of what we're hoping to do here. We got another boat rolling in here. We're going to go to the scales here in a second. Real quick, Matthew said, Michael, what kind of hooks do those new custom reef runners you guys come with? They come with the stock hooks that every reef runner comes with, which means you need to upgrade them. So we have plenty of hooks in stock here that you can get to upgrade. I recommend 2X. I'm not particular on the brand. I use the torpedo hooks. They're good. The Gamakatsus are good. The owners are good. We also have the Adia hooks are good. So you have options. Let's go to the scales. Looks like we're gonna have the next boat coming in. Let's see what they got for big fish. And there's a big king coming out. Is it gonna break the 20 pound? It's gonna break the 20 pound mark. This is gonna be a new big fish leader right here. What do we got?
2240.
2240. We've got a new big fish leader.
What's that?
We've got a second king coming out the box. Looks like a little teener right there. Steelhead for a third. Big lake trout coming in. All right, this is a box, folks. Let's see this fifth and final fish. Another laker. And we're going to have a new leader here, folks. We're going to have a new leader here. Total weight. There it is. 73. So not only have they managed to put together the current top box, they also managed to put the biggest fish on the scales. Hell of a box right there. Kind of said it earlier. We were gonna have someone pull in here and just hit that 70 pound. We're gonna get some pictures, guys. We're gonna get some pictures. Yeah. We'll be right back and take some pictures, guys. Wow. Big box. We've got new leaders. What? That was pretty crazy. Let's go ahead and update this here. Where are we at here? Take this. All right. That was impressive.
You got the most. I mean, 52 is the next time.
Yeah. What they weigh?
73.
I thought it was 37.
The guys are giving them crap in the back.
Beat him?
All right, we're updated on the leaderboard on the screen. Another boat's coming in right now. All right, another fish coming to skills. Let's see where we're gonna get out of here. Looks like a big lake trout coming out of the box. So I'm noticing the trend that folks really went after a lake trout. They didn't want to put all their chips on the king bite. Smart. I mean, it's really smart considering the king bite, especially in the harbors. It's really tough. Two big lakers. Got some steel. Got a nice little steelhead in there. 37.38. That's going to be for Go Devil, I believe is the boat. pretty impressive to see. Welcome to the Big Pond Brawl Series. Michael here for Lake Michigan Angler. Big thank you to Fish Rock Electronics for this year's titled sponsor. Dreamweaver Lures, I'm out of Scenic Care, Northern Illinois. Blood Run, Pro King, Salmon Candy, Stinger. And this year's Big Fish sponsor, Spruce Island Camp. Check them out if you want to have a good time. Go to Lake of the Woods. Got lodges, cabins, full kitchens. Bring your food. Experience world-class fishing at Spruce Island Camp. Somebody's going to walk away here with the $1,000 guarantee minimum from Spruce Island for the big fish. We got another boat coming in right now. Let's go back to the scales. Stormtrooper coming in. Stormtrooper, the current series leader boat, if I recall correctly. Let's see what they do here. This is going to really make or break their series here. We've got a lake trout coming in.
Well, actually, I'm kind of assuming that was the case, but we want to rule everything else out first, you know, without pulling the can.
We've got
12.96.
that's their big fish. Second lake trout coming in there. Well, if they don't have anything breaking 22, I think that's going to solidify that. And we got there Steelhead, 2 kings, 2 lake trout. Total weight 44.26. Yep. It's going to be interesting here when we tally up the series points. Stormtrooper currently number 1, I believe. Seamate that just weighed in with that 73-pound box. That's going to boost them up in their series point standing here, which could bump Stormtrooper out of contention for that first place series spot. Things are heating up. This is better than reality TV, folks. You know, the drama, the who's bumping who out of spots. Listen, it's all in good fun, but I do find a certain level of thrill to kind of see the numbers change here as folks are, you know, placing in their total weights and stuff. All right, let's take a look at the standings here. We've got a little less than half of boats remaining to weigh in. All right. All right, we're just checking some information here to see if we have anything on our boats. Hey, you didn't have any boats say they're not going to come weigh in, did you? You did? Can you put a... Okay, perfect. All right, we're getting some updates here. Some boats are not going to weigh in here, so we're getting that information situated so we know when we're done we can get straight into the final tally here. It seems like there's a tough day out there, but to my surprise, seeing how the majority of our boats played today, it was the offshore. It was going after your Lakers still, because that was a far more reliable bite to get 2 big lake trout than it was to chase some harbor kings or maybe even some mature staging kings. Those fish are a lot tougher to catch, a lot more moody. There's going to be a lot more pressure on them, you know, in the harbors, out in front of harbors. Not only is it a tournament day, but you've got kayak anglers out there, you've got small boaters, shore guys. There's a lot of pressure on those fish. So on top of it being warm water, so it just makes it really, really tough. All right, we're getting more information here. It looks like we're waiting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 more boats. It looks like we're waiting for 6 more boats to come weigh in here. Hopefully it doesn't take too long here. We'll get things tallied up soon enough. Really impressive box though from Seamate. They've performed they performed all series long very consistently, I have to say. And I think that's important when you're talking about doing a series event. You don't have to be first every tournament. You just need to be consistent in your placements. You know, it keeps you in the contention and all that. And I think that's what Seamate's has managed to do throughout this entire series, as well as Stormtrooper. Quite a few of the boats that have been in that top 10 spot have really been fairly consistent and stuff. But you know, as we're seeing today, you had Stormtrooper with a 40-pound box and Seamate with a 70. It's a big difference. We're seeing a lot of big differences in the total weights here on some of these. So.
Hey Nick, was Parquet in?
I'm not a checking boat guy. Did he check in? I saw him come in when I was leaving.
David, did Parquet check in on time?
He did. He didn't send a picture. Yeah.
Okay.
He did.
Well, I was wondering because he's the only one from here that hasn't weighed yet.
He might be messing with the boat.
Yeah, he did.
He might be looking at his boat.
118.
He texted me about 10 that he blew up in the water.
Yeah, like a 2-inch water.
There he is. Who?
Oh, we were wondering where you
We
were.
heard you didn't check in time.
Looks like they got
They ain't here yet? They left before me.
waiting for more fish to be weighed in here. All right. Well, Jim just liked one of our Facebook posts, so he's doing something. We're waiting for a couple more of the North Point boats to come weigh in here. In the meantime, if you have any questions, thoughts, feel free to post those in the comments on the live stream here. We'll answer that. We're kind of waiting around here for a few more boats, about 6 more boats to go, and then we'll name a winner for today, and as well as the series overall. We'll have to tally that up. We'll have more. I think what we'll do for today's winning boat, we'll probably record something with them. Depending on the time, we'll see what we do. If we're able to get them up here to sit with us live and just talk about how they fish, that'd be great. I suspect we should be able to, but folks are moving around all over the place. So we'll see how that kind of plays out. In the meantime, how has the year fished for you guys? Love to hear how this year, if you had to kind of grade it on a grading scale, A through F, what would you say this year has fished like for you? I think for me personally, it's been like it's been like a solid A this year. This fall run has been a little lackluster, but overall from spring through the summer, man, it's been really great fishing for us. So I think I'd give it that A rating. We got another box coming in right now. Let's go ahead and go back to the scales and see what we got for today. There we go.
Real giant.
Looks like another Laker coming in. Not exactly a giant, but that's their big fish. Second lake trout. Yeah, they kind of look like twinsies. And then we've got some silver in there, some juvenile kings, it looks like. 30-28 for their 5 fish.
That probably is one. Go through there. No. Yeah.
That open door. You're right.
All right. We've got another boat coming in right behind them. We'll stay here on the scales. All right, so let's see. All right, we'll clean the scale out here before we waste some more fish. Like I said, last year was better for me. It's been a slow year for me. Pulling first in yet, been out 10 times at least. The grind, hang in there. We've got a big lake trout coming in there, a little fat one. Both 12-pound lake trout. Certainly not going to be big enough to move the needle there for the big fish, but we've got a second lake trout. Oh, look. Got, looks like we're going to have some juvenile kings. A little better one, but it's not going to move the needle. 31.60 for this boat. All right. Let's take a look here. Nothing really changes with the standings with these last couple of boats. Just waiting here for the most part for the top three. Still holding tight. We're still waiting on 1, 2, 3, about 4 more boats, and we'll be able to wrap things up here.
I actually think generally, I don't think there are some ones like suspended, because that was what I was saying before,
It's been hit or miss. You can only hit the pierheads. Yeah. That's the thing about pierhead fishing. It can get, summertime is not exactly the most friendliest time for pierhead fishing. You gotta, unless you get like a lake flip that happens over the summer, then you can really take advantage of it. But other than that, it can be really, really tough. All right, a few more boats to go, folks. We're almost in the home stretch. Really impressive. Right now, we are sitting at you see the ticker above us, Seamate with 73-pound box. Demogaro's in second currently with a 52.76 box. And then we have Follow Me with a 52.12-pound box. The difference between second and third place right now is fractions of a pound. That's how close it is. Big fish currently, Seamate with that 22.4-pound king. That is the current big fish. I'll be honest, I'm surprised that we haven't seen more big kings brought in, but it seems like everyone really focused on going after offshore for the lake trout, and that is what we're seeing right now. I think that's also why we're seeing a lot of juvenile kings. There's a lot of juvenile kings, silverfish out there as well. So when they're picking up their lake trout, they're still fishing. They're getting into some of those juvenile fish. The bigger kings are going to be closer, if not in the harbor. But not everyone wants to necessarily have to fish the harbor. But it's a lot of people in there already. It gets congested. So it's really interesting that folks really just committed to just doing the offshore. All right, a few more boats to go. I do want to point something out here. I should do it. Hey, Dylan, would you mind grabbing the 3 new reef runners for me? The 3 new reef runners out in front. Can you grab one of each? The new reef runners. There we have it. Please. We're going to show you guys the new custom reef runners that we have here. I'm excited to get these out into the water and start fishing them because they have phenomenal glow on those. They're now available here at Lake Michigan Angler. We'll get them here in a second. I'll show you guys on the stream. We also posted this on our Facebook, so you can take a look at the pictures on our Facebook, but I'll get you to show you some of those right now. For those that are in your small boats, kayaks, and stuff like that, reef runners throw very well if you're fishing from shore as well. So you can use those guys if you're fishing on shore as well. Got another cooler coming in here, so we're going to take a look at the scales here momentarily. Let's see what we have here.
You guys got the beer and the big cooler and the fish in the little cooler?
There we go. Thank you, I appreciate it. All right, guys, this is what we got here. We've got Glow Wonder Bread. This thing glows great. Wonder Bread, custom. We've called this guy Hammerhead. I know it might be a little hard to see here on the screen. I do apologize. Probably not doing any justice. Yeah, it's not looking too great, especially because we've got a green screen, so some of the green in here is blending in. So apologies. Hammerhead's another good-looking one, and then the one that I came up with, we call this Michael's BFF. That's what this one is called. Again, it's not showing up right because of the green screen, but go to our Facebook page, take a look at them. These guys are going to slam some kings for sure. All right, let's go to the scales. Got 2 big lake trout. Now it's going to come down to the rest of the 3 fish in their box. got a king. Another king. Looked to be about cookie cutter size. Or is that? It might be a coho actually. It's a coho. And another king. It looks like.
49.60.
Throw the fillets in there.
Just shy of 50 pounds. Just shy of 50 pounds. I think that standing's gonna probably move them up.
See, John, if you would have pre-fished yesterday, you could have had an 80-pound bag.
Yeah, I could have. I really would have pissed her off.
All right, now waiting on 1, 2, 3 more boats. 3 more boats. Let's go ahead and.
I know a cooler filled with 5 more fish that was stranded off.
$1 each. We will give you.
3
And I got 5 for you too, if you want.
That's $10.
Yeah.
I'll give you 5 to keep your 5.
I give you $2 each to take them.
I don't have my knife. Back in the boat.
I'll even buy you a knife.
You drive a hard bargain.
I thought you just dumped it in,
All right, still waiting for a couple more boats. We do have confirmation that they're going to be showing up here soon. So, still in transit here. 3 more to go. All right. So, if we look at these scores here, what I can tell you is a lot of the 40s and 50s is going to be the middle of the pack. Seems like the bite was tough today. Hearing anglers in here talking amongst themselves and saying how it was a little tough. It's tough. It's challenging, you know. It's, you know, when we had that period in July where you could put anything in the water and they were just chomping, it was pretty insane. It really spoils you, you know. And this is the time where you have to grind it out. You gotta. A lot of it can just be the right place, the right time. But I think there's certainly something to say about, you know, understanding these fish, being in the right place, having the right lures to maximize your fish catching and stuff like that. And I think some of that has been apparent today for some of these boats that have put together some of the better boxes. You know, they did something right, the way they fished it, what they were doing, allowed them to get us some better quality fish that is giving them the weight they need to get up higher in the standings. All right. Welcome to the Big Pond Brawl finale series here for our September event. It's going to end the year for us, but it's been a phenomenal year. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed this experience with us as we do our live streams, weigh-in events here, bringing the fishing experience right to you on your mobile device. If you're watching on your big screen at home, or however you're watching, we definitely appreciate you for joining us. And for those that are going to watch the replay back on our YouTube, welcome. Thank you for watching this. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Of course, none of this wouldn't be possible without our great sponsors. Fish Hook Electronics, title sponsor this year again in year 2. Big shout out to Fish Hook Electronics. Dreamweaver Lures, Amada Senior Care of Northern Illinois, Blood Run, Pro King, Salmon Candy, Stinger. Big thank you to all of those wonderful brands that have allowed many of us, including myself, to catch fish and have a good time out in the water. This year's big fish sponsor, Spruce Island Camp. Guys, I want to remind you all, this is a great opportunity to have a world-class fishery. Go kind of get away from the hustle and bustle of the lakes you normally fish and experience something different in a world-class fishery. It's up in Lake of the Woods in Ontario. It's a fly-in destination, lodges and cabins, full kitchens. Book a trip up there, take the friends and family, make an experience, and have access to some great fishing for walleye, smallies, crappie, pike. You name it, they got it. You can fish for it and have a good time. So check out Spruce Island Camp. We'll have all the links to all of these wonderful companies and sponsors down in the description of this live for you guys to check out. It means a lot to us. You supporting them allows them to support us. And so the wheel goes. A few more boats to go before we wrap it up, and we'll have a series winner to name. Not only a series winner, but today's individual tournament winner as well. So we'll get things gathered here momentarily. And as we take a look, just a few more boats coming in, trickling in, on their way in. A majority of our boats today fished out of Racine, which it made a lot of sense considering the time of the year.
Walter,
Racine.
Buffalo, and Sullivan.
They're on their way. They confirmed they're coming. So we have the reason why I think a lot of folks went out of Racine. You have access to Wind Point. You've got lake trout areas up in the area. Plus, you can make runs up to Milwaukee if they really wanted to potentially target some kings in the harbor, or even in front of Racine, you can target kings out there. But we'll end up seeing how the first place boat at the end of this, how they actually fished it. We'll find out. All right. We're also looking at all right, folks. Just organizing a few things here as we get prepared for the finale. Let's pull up. Let's take a look here. We're going to take a look at the current series standings. Let's pull this up. Take a look. Let's see where we're at here. Series standings. All right. All right. Here's where we're at. Let's talk about the series overall right now. Up to today's event, Stormtrooper has been sitting in first place with 284 points for the series. Seamate, who today has weighed in a 70-plus pound box of fish, was second currently in the standings for the series, and they had 280 points. So a 4-point difference between the two. Now, a lot's going to depend on where Stormtrooper ends in today's standings to see how many points they receive for their series points. If things hold for Seamate, they're automatically going to get 100 points. That's a huge boost for them. I mean, when it's all said and done, if they hold, they're going to end up with 380 series points. So really, where Stormtrooper ends in the pack and how many points they get is going to determine, where they're going to finish at for this. In third in the series, we have Gray Line with 258 points, followed by fourth, Follow Me with 254 points. Bama Breeze, actually tied for fourth, is Follow Me and Bama Breeze with both 254 points. Walter with 250. Ironic with 246. So, they're quite a few of these series positions are really, really close. And the way the payouts work there, they still want to compete and be in the money. So those top 5 or so spots, or top 3, there's gonna be a lot of jockeying around here to see who lands in there with the final points from today's event. It's gonna be close. It's exciting to see, and it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be very interesting. While we're waiting for the last few boats to weigh in, guys, if you don't mind, don't forget to like the stream here. It helps out a lot. If you're not already subscribed to our YouTube channel, it's a great resource for learning about salmon fishing in our northern Illinois, southern Wisconsin area. So please consider subscribing. It doesn't cost you $1. You go and subscribe at any time if you don't like a video or whatever the case may be. You don't like seeing my face or Rob's face. I get it. I don't like seeing Rob's face either. I'm pretty sure it's vice versa. But we try to do our best to give you valuable information that allows you to bear the sight of us on these videos. So make sure to check them all out. Once the season kind of ends for fishing, we'll be kicking off season 3 or 4, I can't remember off the top of my head, of the Lake Michigan Angler podcast. It'll be a great season of conversations with some of our charter captains and other accomplished anglers in the salmon fishing community, recapping the year and thoughts on a wide variety of subjects, all related to salmon fishing. If you've never watched any of our prior podcasts, there's an entire playlist here on our YouTube channel. It's a fantastic watch, especially for newer anglers. It really helps when you hear these captains and these guests talk about the fishing, helps to connect the dots and helps that learning curve. I would highly recommend listening to it on your way to work. If you're at work, it's a slow day, putting an earbud in your ear and listening to it as you're doing whatever else you need to do is a great way to consume these podcasts. A wealth of information in there from a lot of great anglers in our community. So check out the Lake Michigan Angler podcast playlist right here on our YouTube channel, okay?
We did. That's where we left that cannonball. Right on it.
All right. 3 more boats to go. And then we get to figure out the final point standings. Getting close there. If you have any questions, for those of you who are joining us on the broadcast, feel free to ask away, whether it's salmon fishing or whatever it may be. While we're waiting for these last few boats to come in here, happy to talk about fishing. That's why we're here. We all love it. Salmon fishing specifically. If you have any questions or anything like that, feel free to ask away. Don't be shy. Got a lot of our anglers in here hanging out, shooting the breeze with each other. I'm hearing conversations about how they fished for each other, what they did, what they thought about doing. So it's a great time. It's a great energy. Something to consider for next year if you haven't done so. Come through and experience the Big Pond Brawl. Be a part of one of the events. You don't have to commit to the entire thing, but come through and try one out. It's a very small boat friendly tournament. It's simply 5 biggest fish. That's it. We're not doing points per fish. We like to keep it very simple, very accessible. One great thing about this year, knock on wood, is every one of our tournament dates went as planned in terms of the weather. We had no rain days or blow days, had to call. We really lucked out. So it was a great time for everyone to get out there on a variety of sizes of boats. The great thing about this tournament is what we've seen such an increase in folks with small boats participating, folks that have come from other facets of fishing, whether it's bass fishing or walleye fishing, inland fishing in general, and have come over to the salmon fishing to experience it and get their feet wet. And you know what happens? They get 1 or 2 of their first silverfish caught, and they're hooked. And now they're in here all the time getting new gear, the setups, expanding their stuff. It's a great experience. It's a very friendly community overall with salmon anglers. And so if you haven't experienced it just yet, consider giving it a shot. We'd love to have you here in our community. We'd love to be able to outfit you guys with the right gear without breaking the bank. Getting the right stuff out of the gate is such an important thing that we pride ourselves on when folks come in here saying, hey, I'm new, I want to get outfitted. We're not going to have you spend crazy amounts of money on stuff you don't need. We're going to give you the exact bare minimum stuff that day in and day out performs, that the majority of other anglers run and use, that you can count on, so that you can get out there and start catching fish. And then as you get more into it, then yeah, you can expand into other setups and add to it. But we're going to get you the right spoons, the right couple of flashes and flies, the right rods and reels to get yourself going, for a 2, 3, 4 rod, setup, and you can have a good time with that. Focus on those rods first. Get yourself comfortable understanding how this kind of fishing works, and then you can grow with it, and we'll be right there to help you in your journey. And that's something that we're very proud of, and an area that we believe we separate ourselves from anyone else out there is our expertise. Rob and myself are out there fishing almost daily, so we try and take what we learn and know, as well as information we gather from our fishing community and captains, and pass it on to you all through our videos, tutorials on our YouTube channel, through our live streams and such. Hopefully you guys are finding it very useful. Let's go to the scales. We've got another boat coming in to weigh in.
Dude, why your socks different colors?
All right, let's see what the first fish, big fish coming in. Looks like a king. All right.
Get all that water out.
That one's gonna be yummy.
Can I have the eggs?
King is in. It's gonna be a teener. 17-pound king. Let's see what the rest of the box looks like. Look at a small in there. Another king there. 3 fish. 30 pounds for the 3 fish. All right.
Yeah, wait till the last minute.
2 more boats to go. 2 more boats to go.
She told me she shared some stuff.
And then we're like,
That thing is jumping out.
All right, folks, I'm going to leave you guys on the weigh-in cam here while we make a quick call to these last 2 boats just to verify that they're on their way here. Stand by. All right, we've got calls being made to verify these last 2 boats are en route, and if not, we're going to proceed on with the final confirmation of the standings here, and we will name today's winner, and we will also put together and get our series winners as well. All right, we're back. As you guys can see at the top ticker here, the standings are rolling through with the top 3 boats, as well as the big fish current standings for the big fish king at 22.4 pounds. 2 more boats to go. We're verifying if they're actually coming. If not, we're going to move on here to wrap things up. Matthew said, I feel like the Michigan side overall gets a better early fall run. Well, we just went over there and did a video, which is really incredible. They certainly get those kings stacking up there. It was incredible to see them, the sheer numbers of kings in 80 to 100 feet of water. Just the whole fish finder was lit up. It was really, really cool and quite a unique experience. Check out that video. It just went up on our YouTube channel right here. It's really cool stuff. And we also fished with some other creators. We went on Captain Chris's boat from Dark Blue Charters / Tingle Tackle YouTube channel. We went out there with Big Lake Little Boat, Brian and Max. We went out there, Captain Ernesto from Thin Blue Line Fishing. And it was a really cool experience. Really cool what they have going on over there. While we're struggling over here on our side, they are whacking them really good. If you were boat fishing by yourself, what rods would you run? This year started with as a D. Okay, but ballooned it to an A. Okay, I understand what you're saying. You're grading it. Got it. If I was on a boat fishing myself, I'm running a rigger, I'm running a dipsy, and I'm running a long line. I'm covering my bases. That's what I would do if I was running 3. I'd dipsy, rigger, and long line. And then if I notice like one rod's getting more action than the other, I'd probably take one of the other two and double that one. So if the rigger was going pretty well, I'd probably pull the long line and put the second rigger down. If the dipsy went, then I probably would pull a long line and put another dipsy out. I would tend to pull the long line first, unless it were to go first. Then I would switch something else out. But my favorite rods are the dipsy and the rigger rods. And if I could keep those in the water as much as possible, I would. What's that? Soul's not coming to just one of those? Okay, thank you. All right, we got confirmation. One more boat's pulling in here. And one's not coming. All right. We're just waiting for one more boat. One isn't coming, and one is. One more is coming. Yeah. So the other one won't show up. The other one won't show up. I forgot what Rob just said, but one's about to show up now. After him, we're done.
Which one's coming?
I think he said mother load. But just wait. Whoever shows up, the other one is. We're just, All right. Pull up this sheet here.
Hey, we got some trout. We even left the ball down there for you.
Any other questions or comments? Taking a look here at the stream. Sorry, Michael, I haven't seen you out there yet, but I see a few kayaks with the LED light bar that you came up with. Yeah, the kayak guys really like that light. It's great. I love it. I can't even take credit for the idea. I had another kayak angler say, "Hey man, you should check out the whip lights for the dune buggies." I was like, "Okay, yeah." I looked at Amazon. I was like, "Oh, this is already ready to go. You just gotta connect it to your power," and that was it. Yeah. And I put the big orange flag on it. Fantastic little setup there. Hell, yeah, if you're into kayak or something like that, I think that's the way to go. It just makes you super visible. There's no mistaking you're on the water. We are close to wrapping today's event up here with the weigh-in. Current standings, as you can see above me, Seamate in the first place spot with that enormous box, 70 plus pounds of fish. As soon as they dropped that big 22-pound king, I knew that they were going to have the rest of them were going to be in there. So very impressive. All right. Where have you been? Are you going out more on weekdays or the weekends? I generally almost never fish on weekends. I fish throughout the week, just to avoid crowds. That helps a lot of my fishing. I'm very fortunate to do that. I'm aware. Considering I do this full time as a creator, so it is my job, if you will. So I have to go out there, but I certainly do it when there's less pressure. It definitely helps. Definitely helps with less boats, less everyone out there, for the fishing and stuff. So I've been fishing throughout the week. All right, and we'll also have. I'll also be starting to upload content on my channel next week. I've been doing a lot of fishing in the Fall King stuff. I just haven't posted any of it. I generally wait 2 weeks or so before I start posting that stuff up, just because it makes it tough posting stuff right away. Then it gets super crowded, so I have to kind of wait for that to post that stuff. But what I will tell you is I was on an incredible bite earlier this week, catching kings in 8 feet of water. It's just insane. So I'm looking forward to sharing that video. Such a unique experience catching these mature kings in 8 feet of water. And the runs, as you can imagine, is pretty incredible. So that video will come out on my channel, Shashat Yacker, where I do all my kayak fishing content. I'm also working on some videos next month we'll do some boat videos for this channel. We're looking to get out and do some lake trout videos, show people like how to do some lake trout fishing in the fall, which can be fantastic fishing. So we're looking to get up with a couple of captains to film that. So that's kind of the tentative pipeline for content. So we're looking forward to that. We're just reviewing some information here.
Alright, last guy's DQ, executive decision.
It should be here soon. 8 feet, that's gonna be the sand. Yeah, I was pretty much running along the shoreline. It's pretty, like I said, pretty crazy experience. All right, we're still checking on some information here, folks. Oh, I almost forgot to mention, we also have running in parallel this week has been King Week. That's our annual, I call it an event. It's a tournament, but it's more so an event, a week-long event for, it started off as something we did for kayak anglers, and we've expanded it to have a boat division and a shore division. And this week, the kayak guys have been weighing stuff in here. Today, we had a new leader take over for big fish with a 20, I might have just lost it here, apologies. I think it was a 26-pound king that took over, if I can find it again. That was weighed in today. And quite a few of the kayak anglers in there vying for their tournament. So if you are in the kayak, it's something to check out for next season is a King Week. It's a week-long event where you can fish as much as you want throughout the entire period, and you just keep weighing in your fish. It's all about weighing your biggest 5 kings for that week. You can upgrade, and folks have been coming in and out today. I think they're going to be wrapping up their that tournament here in about 15 minutes as well. So this last boat needs to get here in the next 15 minutes, or they will face a DQ, which I hope is not the case, but they did confirm that they're on their way. Yep, there they go right there. Speaking of the double, let's go back to the scales. All right, let's see what we have here. We're gonna see a big king hit the scale here. 1802 for the king.
All one at a time or all at
You can throw the rest of your in there. All right, we're gonna see another king hit the scale. Okay, all right. Do they have a third? They have a third. They have a fourth. This is getting interesting. This is getting very interesting. Fifth and final fish is gonna be another king. 5 kings.
58-40.
Wow. Well, that's going to definitely move them up the spot there for sure. All right, we have now all boats are in. So what we're going to do here, folks, is we're going to take a second here to tally up everything, and I'm going to give you 1 second here. I'm going to give you a little bit of a intermission. We'll be right back. All right, folks, we are back here. We tallied everything up. Thank you for your patience. It is time now to conclude today's Big Pond Brawl and the finale for the series as well. So thank you for being here with us, being patient. No, this wouldn't be possible without Fish Hawk Electronics and our great sponsors, Dream River Lures, Amada Senior Care, Northern Illinois, Blood Run, Pro King, Salmon Candy, Stinger, and of course, the Spruce Island Big Fish of the day. We're going to start that right now. Let's go over to the other screen where we have Rob over there. It's going to be presenting some checks here. Today, we're going to be paying out 2 positions for the big fish. And second place, taking home 150 bucks. It's going to be Mother Load with a 18.2 pound king. So congrats to Mother Load for that little check right there. And then for today's big fish, presented by Spruce Island Camp, $1,000 payout guaranteed, going out to the big king caught today at 22.4 pounds by Seamate. Congrats to Seamate. Come on in and take you guys' check up there. They're taking home $1,000 courtesy of Spruce Island Camp, which, by the way, make sure you check them out at spruceislandcamp.com. Great destination to go. Lake of the Woods in Ontario. Go. Looks like our camera, hold on one second. There we go. Sorry about that, folks. They are over there. All right. Next, for today's tournament, apologies here, the camera's acting a little goofy. There we go. All right, for today's tournament, we're paying out 5 spots. So we're going to start here at 5th for today, taking home $370. This is Esperanza. Congrats, Esperanza. In 4th place, taking home $554 today, is going to be Follow Me. Congrats to Follow Me for their 4th. In 3rd, taking home $1,048. Damaguro. Did I say that right? Did I screw up? Damaguro. Congrats, guys. 3rd place. And in 2nd place, with the almost buzzer beater like check-in, made us wait. I'm sure you guys did it for the dramatic effect. I'm sure. Yeah. Ron, is that a 4 or a 9? It's a 4, correct? 4. In 2nd place, with a total weight of, let's give you that weight real quick, of 58.4 pounds. It's going to be Mother Load. They're taking home a check for $1,417. Congrats, guys. And in 1st place, with a total weight of 73.38 pounds, taking home a check of $2,774. Congrats to Seamate once again. Phenomenal showing from the crew of Seamate. You can come up there and come get your check again.
I took them both. Yeah, perfect. I even photoshopped me in there.
They're gonna do a little photo there. And once again, our camera's acting a little crazy. Apologies. All right. And now for the series. We're gonna make the total series standings available in the on our Facebook as well as on our Facebook group as well for the Big Pond Brawl. But we're gonna go ahead and name the inaugural series boat of the year for Big Pond Brawl, and a job well done with a combined total points of 380. Congrats going out to Seamate, the crew of Seamate. All right. Congrats. They'll be taking home a check for $3,000 for 1st place for the series. 2nd place, Stormtrooper with 374 points, taking home $2,000. And in 3rd, taking home $1,000 with 348 points is going to be Follow Me. So congrats to all 3. We got the trophy in there. We're going to take a lot of pictures here. Let's take a look over here. Our camera, you know, folks, real live streams, things happen. Give you a look at what's going on over there. There we go. There they are. Congratulations to everyone, man. Listen, I am going to be signing off here. It looks like our cameras are going crazy. We're fine all stream long. There we go. All right. Thank you guys for joining us for the Big Pond Brawl live stream event. Hopefully you guys enjoyed yourselves. We want to thank everyone again for participating. Hopefully you had a great time with us, and we look forward to next season right here for the Big Pond Brawl. Take care.
We're gonna go out and take a picture of this.
Yeah, we got. Yeah, I'm gonna take.